All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Yekakadash. Yahweh be the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shah be the name of His only begotten Son, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Now, these are two Christian brothers, Amos and Naqam. Now, these young brothers that came up in the Christian church, they heard the truth. And a lot of the elements spoke to their spirit. But for some reason, I'm wondering, where is these women that that's virgins in America? Where is these women, these wholesome women that allow you to follow the laws of the Bible, that allow you to have multiple wives, you see, that allow you to tell them what to do, that'll call you Lord? Where is these women? You see, because only women that's going to allow you to do anything with them if you talking like a Christian. You got to be a Christian. See, you got to be following the philosophies of the so-called white man. Because that fornication stuff, that is not in the Bible. There's no law with sleeping with a woman before you marry her. It's fornication. And this is what the white man pushed. The devil. Now let's get Exodus. I'm going to get right into that in Exodus. Because this is what these Christians push. 22 and 16. It says, if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife. So he done slept with this woman before she was even endowed to anybody. And the next verse gonna tell you the context. It said, if her father utterly refused to give her unto him, he shall pay money according to the diary of virgin. So now he done went behind the father's back, and the father say, well, I don't want you to have my daughter. So now you done slept with the woman, and you got to pay a dowry price. But fornication, nowhere in this verse that fornication pops up. See, where's this fornication stuff? Then when you go into is it 22? No, Deuteronomy. Let's get Deuteronomy 22. It say do I want that? We know about, okay, it's 29. It say, then the man that lie with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife, because he have humbled her. He may not put her away all his days. Now, this is going on when these people is in Jerusalem, because who is regulating this stuff if they in captivity? That's another point. Who regulating all this? See, if they in their land, they gonna go to the elders, they gonna stone them, they gonna do whatever they want to do. The elders gonna make the decision. But in captivity, who is monitoring and following these laws? You see that he gonna stay with this woman, because you got Apostle Paul, Yahweh Shai, all these Israelites that was in the captivity under the so-called devil, the white man, Esau, Edom, and they told a whole nother story when it come to marriage. See, he spoke on this marriage situation. So they running back to the Old Testament, talking about, well, where's this and where's that, and why you ain't give him this and why you ain't give him that. That stuff is not all the way accurate, and you're not gonna find what your boy Tommy Sotomayor, a fatherless America. See, this place is fatherless. That's a part of the curses. Fatherless. You're not finna find nobody's daddy, man. And then these women, they jumping out there at 13, 14. See, they doing their own thing. So they jumping out there. They're not a virgin, first of all. Then when they dealing with these men, they doing it for money. They dealing with the dope boy. Soon as they come out, while they in high school, they be dealing with the dope boy. Because most niggas is selling dope, man. A lot of these people ain't got no job. Negroes be selling dope. See, so now I'm trying to figure out where is these women, man, that is so-called in the truth. Cause see, that's what the problem with IUIC. They got all these women talking about they in the truth, but they know y'all playing games, man. They with this man because they don't got children with them, and they gonna play the game. See, and they flipping flopping around and up and down. They telling the women to lead them in, and that ain't what the scriptures say. Let me get these precepts since they want to talk about some precept. Now I'm gonna go into 1 Corinthians 7, verse 9. It say, "But if they cannot contain, let them marry, for it is better to marry than to burn." See, it's better to marry than to burn. Now, let me rewind and get Romans, because this is ridiculous. Romans 7. I'm gonna just take verse 3. It say, so then, if while her husband liveth, she be married to another man, she shall be called an adulteress. See, all of these women done laid down with somebody. See, and these women are adulterous. Let's get James 4:4. Because the Lord tell you what kind of situation we dealing with. Look at what he called us. He said, "Ye adulterers and adulteresses," meaning the men sleeping with women that ain't been no freaking virgin, and they had a husband that ain't dead. He roaming around. Then you got the adulteresses, the women that done had one husband, two husbands, three husbands, four husbands. Say, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God? Whosoever therefore be a friend of the world is the enemy of God. Because that world go back to Esau. If you're a friend of Esau and his Christian church that's telling you that you can't, you got to go to the courthouse and get some marriage license from the devil, see, just so you can sleep with a woman, it's a bold-faced lie. See, these women ain't got no fathers. This man just supposed to burn? See, he said it's better to get with a woman than to burn. See, and which one of these women that's virgins around here? You ain't finna find no virgin, man. They acting like they ain't. See, that's what it comes when it comes to these young people that done been in these folks' Christian church. See, because we've been out here in these streets for years, decades, dealing with the same women, dealing with the dope boys, and they gonna pick the Pookie and Ray Ray. They're not picking Mr. Nerd that's reading the Bible. They not studying you. You weak, Mr. Christian. You weak to them. They gonna run all over you, Mr. Nice Guy. They gonna run all over you. They not picking you, bro. They going for the dope boy in the trap, the hood nigga that's selling the dope by the pound. That's who they going for, man. He gonna get him a new car when they fresh out of high school. He got two, 3 stats he can throw and buy them a new car. See? And do stuff that a Negro working a job, sweeping the floor, or in somebody's factory can't do. But a man supposed to burn, talking about something, you need to pray. Negro, he said it's better to marry, man. Find you a woman. Sit around and talking about you finna pray. Find you a woman, man. It is not complicated. Apostle Paul's telling these people to do that. Find your own woman. Because see, what you'll do is you'll be burning, and then somebody else's woman will be walking around. You be messing with them. But if you got your own woman, you ain't got to worry about burning. Then what he told him, when you get you a woman, don't not have sex with them. Wait, let me go back to Corinthians, man. See, because the spirit doing what it want to do. Because you can't defeat the truth. And Esau think he gonna defeat the truth. This dragon can't defeat nothing. He just teaching the young folks ignorance, man. Have you around here struggling with these freaking women. What it say? Here it is. Verse 5. Look at him. He said, "Default ye not one the other, except it be by consent for a time." Now come on, man. These Christians, I done been married to multiple Christians. So them heifers ain't gonna give you nothing when they don't want to. They gonna tell you straight up, I don't care what that Bible say, man. It say that ye may give yourselves to fasting and prayer and come together again, that Satan tempt ye not for your inconsistency. So this is the whole problem. He telling them to go get you a woman, man. Don't sit around here talking about you finna be praying and fasting, because guess who coming? See, you gonna be around somebody else's woman and you burning, and you gonna be committing adultery. Cause that's what fornication is. Fornication is not sleeping with a woman, man. Fornication is committing adultery because that woman belonged to somebody else. And that's a big ball out. Man, let's go to this video because he's speaking on the same thing that I was going to talk about.
That's my brother. He sleep with harlots. Everybody's gonna look at you funny, And although they may not say it, they're thinking. You don't want to destroy your name with something carnal that's laying down with a harlot. And if you believe in the word and harlotry, then you kind of don't believe that sex is marriage. So I got another precept, or a point rather. The definition of whoredom, when you go into the 1611, it says lewdness, fornication, practice of unlawful commerce with the other sex. And commerce is just buying and trading. So, that's nasty. You buying somebody's body part, the orifice, and then they do the same with the next guy.
So, Lockie, I meant to pause the video. See, when he go into that definition, buying and selling now and trading, that word monger means to sell. It don't mean to buy, man. So whatever the heck he put into that dang on operation is just not, that's not what monger means. Monger means to sell. Whore, sell a whore. That's what that's supposed to mean. You can't get out of, you ain't buying a whore, it's selling a whore, man. Ridiculous.
Where another man has been. You can't think to yourself, and smoke a cigarette. That's nasty. He's in a bed in a dark, nasty hotel. His shirt's off, and he's smoking a cigarette. And she's like, "That's it, baby. No more train runs. You want to ride this train?" You know, whatever they say. I don't know, but that's bad. This is Sirach 41:17. Be ashamed of boredom before father and mother, and of the lie.
Now, we're going to get into that Sirach. When you're looking at these young Christians, man, they have no idea what's going on. Because it's no such thing as you finna find a virgin. See, you got to look at the circumstance of the situation when you're dealing with law. Because I was thinking about this earlier. In America, see, all the law is dictated on the place where you at. See, a law in one state might be different than another state. Just like in Georgia, you can get with a 16-year-old girl. She's legal. She's legal in Georgia. But in New York, she got to be 18. See? So in certain states, in certain places, the laws change and it's different. And they made that law due to the economy and all kind of other situations. So the law, you can't look at the law just in a simple way. It's complicated. That's why I want to get into Romans. Was it Romans 7? We're starting at Romans 3. We're going to come back to that 1 Corinthians. Romans. See, that Christianity is a hell of a drug, boy. Romans 3:19, it say, "Now we know that what things soever the law saith, it says to them that are under the law, that every mouth might be stopped, and all the world may become guilty before God." Next verse talks about it, say, "Therefore the deeds of the law, there shall no flesh be justified in his sight, for by the law is the knowledge of sin." See, the law gives you knowledge of what the heck going on. It wakes you up to see what you doing and what other people are doing. So they can't come out their mouth and say, "Oh, well, I slept with Billy and Joe, and we wasn't we just couldn't connect with each other. It just didn't work out, you know." No, you around here sleeping with multiple men. You jumping on the cock carousel, man. What are you talking about? You were just with 10 men the other day, and you talking about you a new creature. That's another thing with Amos. They're new creatures, man. You were sleeping around with other men's wives. These women are not new creatures. These jokers is not gonna let you have more than one wife, and they're not gonna do what you tell them to do. They're not finna obey you. What kind of man? Get the heck out of here, man. Now, when you go into what is it? Chapter 5, verse 20. It says, "Moreover, the law entereth, and that the offense might abound, but where sin abound, grace did much more abound." So, just because you know that law, that don't mean you ain't gonna need no grace, because it's going down out here. See, it's not easy to be in Babylon. Let's go ahead and get 7 and 8. They say, "What shall we say then? Is the law sin? God forbid. Nay, I had not known sin but by the law. For I had not known lust, except the law had said, Thou shalt not covet." So you ain't even gonna know what these women doing. You ain't even gonna know they're a harlot and they're a whole prostitute or whatever name you want to put on the crap. You're not gonna know nothing when it comes to the Christian church or when it comes to America's standards. You got to go into that law. Then the law gonna say, "Oh, Well, the Lord didn't want the daughters of Israel to be whores. See, he didn't want them to be sleeping with more than one man. He wanted them to be virgin. He didn't want them to leave their man if he's still alive. He didn't. He wanted them to obey their man and do whatever their man tell them to do. See, you ain't gonna know that type of stuff if you don't know the law. So the law exposes the dang on people. Verse 8 it say, but sin taking occasion by the commandment wrought in me all manner of consumptuous, for without the law sin was dead. Cause you ain't know what these people was doing until you heard the truth. Because the Christian church ain't even gonna go into the law and tell you nothing. So you don't even know what's going on until you get into the truth. Till you start digging into that law. That's when you wake up and say, oh, these people are wicked as hell. They don't want to obey God. They don't want to do nothing that their husband tell them to do. They want to sit around here and be whores, man. They like being whores. That's why I saw Rec 26 and 20 and what is it, 26 and 22. That's why that stand out so much. See, they don't want to be with one man. They want to jump ship and run off. Like your boy said on Django. See, she done run off. So that's what they want to do, man. Now when you go into let me get Hebrews and I'm gonna go back to Corinthians and close out. Hebrews, where is it? 13 and 4. It say marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled. See, it's undefiled if it don't meet these two criteria. But whoredom, meaning selling a whoremonger, meaning selling a whore, being a pimp. You can't get 3-4 wives and be pimping them out, selling them to random men coming to your house. See, that's some wicked behind stuff. And adulterers, meaning getting with somebody else woman, man. She cuddle up this man every night and you creeping in the window. These are the things God gonna judge, man. Outside of that, the bed is undefiled. You get you a woman, and I'm gonna get into that because they go into that rape and grabbing women stuff. But what's the name just showed through the law that's just it's the law exposed them type of people. Y'all want to go around and grabbing women. You just ain't gonna grab somebody. First, you got to deal with the father, and if you don't deal with the father, he might tell you behind, heck no. See, that's another thing about the law. That's why the law is spiritual, man. You just can't jump into that law and go to running your mouth. Because see, you can come and say, oh, well, she supposed to holler out. Well, what if she don't holler out? That means I done went and got me. I could have sweet talked the woman. See, I can entice her. Cause that's what Exodus 22, 22 say. He enticed her, and then he laid with her. See, he didn't hit her upside the head. He didn't drag into the bushes like the Africans do and go to humping. He enticed her. He could have, hey, how you doing? Kissed her hand, kissed her all on the arm and the neck, and she giggling, and he kissing her. And then the thing moved to one thing to another. Come over here. Now they get the bumping and grinding, and the daddy said, oh, heck no, I utterly refuse. Back then, the man had the right to utterly refuse you. When you done found you a whole woman, you done enticed you a whole woman, her daddy pop up talking about, heck no. This my daughter, you ain't finna have nothing. The elders of the city gonna say, this my daughter, and you can't have my woman. See, you can't go into that law talking no mess. See, you got that law is very spiritual. That law will expose your behind, man. That show you that you is inexperienced and you don't know what you talking about. That's what that law is gonna do. It's doing it to all the Christians in America. You messing with this law, you don't know what you doing. You is finna get exposed because you running your mouth. And is that a respectable thing that a daddy can tell you what to do with a woman that you done found? See, that law in Jerusalem, when them people had the rulership of their laws, because right here in the fourth kingdom, the fourth beast, you ain't got no control over no law. The Indians had them multiple wives. What the so-called white man did in 1865. He come and say, hey, you got to get rid of these women. You only can have one wife. See, because he coming off of his Christian, Edomite, deceptive, devilish philosophy of you only going to have one wife, because he can't interpret the scripture. He can't dig into that law. See, the wicked shall not understand. What that, Daniel 12:10. See, he can't get into the law and do anything because he is a devil. So he gonna try to tell people about monogamy when he don't even deal with monogamy. This nigga got a goddamn side chick all the time. He hitting the secretary in the office. He hitting the slaves. He hitting everything moving, but he gonna tell a Negro on a plantation that you can't. Then he hitting the Negro woman too. That belonged to some other man. He let him get married on the plantation. Then he gonna take his wife and sleep with him. See, you can't listen to a dragon, man. And that's what the young Christian, that's what they, because I went through the crap, man. We all done went through that crap in the Christian church. They telling you can't sleep with somebody. You got to be a whole, you got to marry this person and go through some ritual and afford a wedding, a $4,000 ring, and do all this crazy mess. When that is not, no, bro, that is not, no scripture back none of that up. Oh, you need a $3,000 ring. You need to have this going on. You need to have that going on. And if you then when you find one of these girls you done slept with, now you committing fornication. You's a sinner. Then you thinking you doing something wrong, so you sleeping with the girl, and you get rid of you doing something wrong. So it's like y'all partners in crime. So you don't even feel like it's a respectable situation. So you try to shake the girl off. You ain't even thinking about it anymore. You married to the chick. This the crap Esau had people doing. So now you get into the law, and you learn this was the devil got us thinking this way, that you got to go through all these steps to get with a woman. When the Lord said that ain't what you got to do. You just got to find a woman that don't got a man. That's simple. You entice you a woman that don't got a man. Her daddy not coming to ask for no money because these women ain't got no daddy. These women coming from the projects and from their grandma house somewhere, and they don't got no daddy finna ask you for no $1,000, man. Get the heck out of here. They done been with multiple men, all of them. And let's get back into 1 Corinthians, because see, I talk these niggas heads off about these women, boy. They don't understand. They need to look at my page and see who the heck I am. Shoot, talking about some women. Here we go. Verse 12. We're going to run down from verse 12. He say, but the rest speak I, not the Lord. If any brother have a wife that believe not, so she don't believe, so she could be creeping. She ain't finna do what you say. She finna tell you off the rip, I am a feminist, and you better know it, and you better do what I say, nigga. You better try to please me. He say, and she be pleased to dwell with him, let him not put her away. Paul said, don't put this woman away. She smoking cigarettes. She done had multiple men. See, don't put this woman away. This is what Paul said, man. 13, and the woman which have a husband that believe not, and if he please to dwell with her, let her not put him away. Even the women, he telling the women not even to put these men, Negroes away. Niggas, because that's what they is. 14, it say, for the unbelieving husband is sanctified in by the wife. Let me get to 15. It say, but if unbelieving depart, let him depart. For a brother or a sister is not under bondage in such cases, but God has called us to peace. So if some stuff pop off and y'all disagree and y'all get at it, you ain't in bondage to this situation, man. He said brother and sister is not in bondage. See? So boy, you get into this law, and the whole Bible is the law. Now, Paul said something in what was it? 14, I think. No, not 14. And 12, he said, but to the rest I speak I, not the Lord. So why did he make it his point to say not the Lord? Now, when you get to the end of the whole thing, he say in verse 40, but she is happier if she so abide after my judgment, and I think also that I have the Spirit of God. So he was saying this is what he's saying. But at the same time, he's saying, man, I got the Spirit of God now. I know I'm saying it, but he know the law. Like Paul know the law. Just like he told him in Romans 7. I'm saying this to the people that know the law. So we can talk on a level that somebody who don't know the law, they can't even understand our conversation. They can't even get into what we talking about. They gonna be totally confused. They don't even know the law. Until you know that law and know what was going on in Jerusalem, you don't even know what's going on. You thinking like a Babylonian, an Egyptian, and an American. That's how you thinking. But he clearly said that these women that don't believe not, you don't put them away. If they want to sit right, they want to hang with you, they want to stay with you, they want to be with you, you don't put them away, man. If they want to be with you, they want to be with you. You going to sanctify, you going to cleanse them up. Now, that's what they say, you can't turn the whore into a housewife, but see, the problem is, these Negroes and the young Christians that going at the apostle and the elders and the older men that's been dealing with these women and this situation that we all been thrown into in our punishment, they looking out for these women. And see, the women don't even understand. See, because he ain't give them wisdom anyway. That's why he get the men. He want us to be able to tell them what to do and lead they behind. Because they will lead themselves into destruction every time. He tell them that, what he's saying, 1 Timothy 5, when the young women need to get them a man when they young. See, don't wait till you're an old dustbuster. You 30, 40 years old. Get you a man when you young so he can lead you. He can use logic and lead your behind. See, they don't even understand that. They still Christian. Most of these women is Christian by the heart. They're not going to go by that law. And this man is able to marry another woman. He's able to get another woman. And he can't give the first child that he had from the first woman, or then get a second child, the inheritance, he got to give it to the first child. See, they're not going to be on them laws, man. That's why you ain't got no new creature in the Lord as a one of these women. It's just, this is an unbelieving woman that'll wear her dress and wear her head wrap to keep it all the way 100, and she don't believe what you believe by keeping this law. But she gonna deal with you. She gonna dwell with you. She cool to deal with you, knowing that you one of these Israelite dudes, and she gonna roll with the punches. And all of your Israelite friends, he an Israelite, and he got Israelite friends too, and they be on his YouTube page, and they gonna look at it, and they gonna hang with you, and they they pleased to dwell with you. You don't let that type of woman go. Because she finna be in your world and she gonna live in your world. Don't let that type of woman go. But don't think for 1 second that this is a new creature. This is not a new creature, man. You gonna be cleaning this woman up. This not no new creature though. She not gonna go with the whole situation. She just willing to dwell with you because the Lord got the spirit on her to dwell with you. That's really what the situation is. But looking at somebody else, that's the verse I wanted. I almost forgot. Did I lose it? Is one that talks about, I think it's 6. 1 Corinthians 6. Might be 5 because it talks about not judging. Man, I think I lost it. Oh, James. Let's go back to James. I got to end it on this. And I don't care if this is long because this is much needed, man. The Negroes be tripping. Verse 10, it say, humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, and he shall lift you up. Speak not evil one of another, brethren. He that speaketh evil of his brother and judges his brother, speak evil of the law and judge the law. But if you judge the law, you are not a doer of the law, but a judge. It say there is one lawgiver who is able to save and to destroy. Who are you to judge another? So it's pretty much breaking it down, saying, man, that law is too powerful. And you ain't qualified to go in on nobody like that, man. Especially when they know the law. See, that's why I said a spiritual man cannot be judged with this crap that y'all judging people with. See, we judging the devil because he not no freaking spiritual man. Only the Israelites are spiritual. And these men these men going hard for the spirit and in the spirit. So this ain't no over some women situation, man. And then another thing with the polite, they was telling polite that you can't do that in this kingdom. That was back in that kingdom. You might can grab some woman, and you gonna get punished for it. You got to pay the dowry, but that was in another another land, pretty much. We were doing that back then. You can't do none of that right now. See, you finna grab somebody and wait for the police to say something or wait for the people to judge the matter. No, it's not gonna happen. Or wait till her daddy come and see what happened, and then he gonna want you to pay him and all. No, you not even do none of that. Cause the dad ain't got no power. The so-called white man got the power. We still on the plantation, man. You do something that he don't want you to do, and you out of there. So all the conversation about what's all this crap, and they pulling up old video, pull up the polite video. They tell you that you can't do that in this system. You can't do it. They gonna throw you behind in jail because they working off some Christianity mess, and just like back in the day, they gonna throw you behind in the prison. And what was the other one? You had the fornication, the so-called the children situation, and and these women prostitute thing. Yeah, that was about all of them. It seemed like it was another one though. Oh, the fringes. Let me hit that real quick. We going to see now. They want to talk about some precept. Let's go into the fringes situation real quick. Even though I'm gonna do another one about this one. Was it 15? Man, 34. 39. There we go. Let's read it and see what it says. Speak unto the children of Israel and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generation, and that they put upon the fringe of the border a ribbon of blue, And it shall be unto you for a friend that ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord and do them, and that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which ye used to go a whoring. Now, where did it say every time you leave the house you got to put on this fringe? Where did it say every day you got to put on this fringe? See? Then look at the word. It said of their garments. See, they was wearing garments. They wasn't wearing a freaking t-shirt. They was wearing garments back then. And this was for them to look upon. Not a whole bunch of other people that's gonna say, oh, he one of them Israelite people that hate the white man. See, from a mile away, they gonna see you and say, oh, that's one of them Israelite men that hate the white peoples and hate everybody else. They be preaching hate soon as they see you. See, they can say that while you they roll them out of camp, nigga. I'm in the spirit right now. But if I'm at the gas station pumping gas, and the people riding by, come on, man. There's no law saying you got to do that thing every day. That's just not there. And you can't. Well, let's go back to Romans. Let's get Romans again. 3:19. No, I don't want that one. It's the knowledge of the law. It's 4. Salakia. There it is. 15. It say because the law worketh wrath, for where no law is, there is no transgression. They need to show people why they pushing this every day, every time you leave the house mess. They need to show what law say you got to do this every day. Because if it ain't no law, it ain't no transgression. See, the law was that you had to do it. See, oh, that's another one. See, these people that be talking about the law, the law, the law, the law, the law. Is it 11? No, it's Judges 5 and 11. It say, they that are delivered from the noise of the archers in the places of drawn water, there they shall rehearse the righteous act of the Lord. So this is a rehearsal. You don't go to rehearsal every day. See, you don't go to rehearsal 24/7. Now, when it comes to most of these sins that's unto death, yeah, your behind is finna every day 24/7. You not finna try to murder nobody, or you not finna eat no nasty, filthy animal that can put your behind to death, give you some type of major disease, and you drop dead. But these other laws that's out here that ain't unto death, cause see that dietary that's a unto death law. See, they might didn't stone your behind. They heard you ate a pig, but the pig will kill you. See, eating the freaking rat or bat will kill your behind. So that's a major law. Same thing with the adultery, sleeping with somebody else's wife, and being a homo or sleeping with a freaking animal. See, the Lord can get that animal to kill your behind. And he gonna get you up, send a spirit for your behind if you jumping out on them type of laws. So, it's a rehearsal on little things. That's why I say, man, let's go to the scripture, man. See, these scriptures is too powerful. Oh, it's 1 John, Salakia. Okay, where is it? It said, here it is, 16. If any man see his brother in sin, a sin which is not unto death, he shall ask, and he shall give him life for them that sin not unto death. See, you ain't finna judge this man on some, you ain't doing this and you ain't gonna get life. Because he not sinning to a sin unto death. See, all the laws ain't the same. You got sins unto death. You got laws that get your behind put to death. Then you got some laws that's there to teach you, that's there to train you, that's there to do all kind of things. But I'm going to leave it there. All praises to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah, by Hashem and Kakadash. Double honor to the elders pushing the truth. Peace to the elect worldwide. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, descendants of slaves, scattered around the globe on slave ships and through many captivities. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.